intermission at the moment. Just doing a quick audio check. Yeah. If what comes through? Yeah. Che, kia ora. Yep. So everyone can be heard. Aye. Hey. Can you hear the music in the background? Okay, ka pai. Yep. Get the point. So if I go to ka pai, that's us, we're into it. Ka te ake, tēnei rā ka tuku i ngā mihi kia koutou katoa. Koutou anō e hoki mai ana ki te mātiro ai, ki te mātakitaki ai i tēnei hōtaka, ko te koro pupu tuarua. Nā reira kia tuku i ngā mihi kia koutou katoa, nau mai, hara mai, hoki mai, welcome back whānau to the second boil, let's go!
Oh.
Kia ora, and we are in the second boil whānau. Tēnei ka tuku i ngā mihi kia koutou katoa. I am Matua Native, aka Native Assassin, aka the guy that talks too much, tēnā koutou katoa, and this here is my baby boy, who's come to join in on the kōrero as well. I'm going to pass it on to our break. Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe, Bolt. So, for those who know me, I'm Axiomox Mega, Axie, Axiom, any other assortment of names that you may associate with me. Some more well known than others, there, the bro.
Koia.
I'll pass it on to our third host.
Kia ora, it's Choco, I'm back. And you guys can also call me Shay. I'm really excited for tonight's interview or podcast. I'm really looking forward to it. Now it's on to our guests. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Hey, kia ora whānau. My name is Marcus Tokiri, aka Nativesons. And I'll let my darling here introduce herself.
Kia ora whānau, ko Manaki tōku ingoa. This is my dad. And I go by Narks on Twitch. Kia ora.
Ka te ake. Tēnei ka tuku i ngā mihi kia kōrua e o tātou manuhiri ki runga i te koro pupu tuarua. Nau mai, hara mai. Welcome to the second boil whānau. Let's go, Nativesons!
Yeah. We cracked the big time.
Yeah. So, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming in on this kaupapa. Mad shout out to you for joining us. So, please, kōrero mai. No he koe. So no he kōrua. Whereabouts are you from?
Originally I am from Pairo. Moihau and Te Aroha a Maunga. I belong to Ngahu Toitoi and Te Pai o Hauraki. I have lived over in Pairo for just probably a quarter of my life because I've spent most of it here in Kirikiri Hamilton. So I was there till I was about 20. And then I moved over here to Kirikiri and then bump in the tump, this one comes along. So that's who we are. We're from originally from Pairo, but we're Ngati Mahanga, Whatawhata, now my new adopted whānau.
Oh, dudes. Ka pai.
That's beautiful.
So, bro, you're on the second boil. Tell us about you. What? You're a streamer. You're what else? You're a muso. You're a family man. No, we'd like to hear all about it, my bro. Tell us about you and your whānau. Koia.
Well, first off, I just want to thank you guys for allowing me and my whānau to be part of this awesome show. When I first came to Twitch, I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, imagine getting on that show and kind of joking around the house with it with the kids. Because it just adds so much value, and the kaupapa that you bring with the other guests that I've seen has really been really awesome. So I want to commend the three of you for your mahi that you do here on Twitch, and also for having us here. We're blessed to be here. Our Native Sons, well, me being Native Sons, the name, it's not kind of just a name that I made up for Twitch. It's actually a name that goes all the way back to 1996, is where we created Native Sons and the kaupapa of Native Sons. So originally I was at Ngā Mahi Arihia with my auntie Mabel Wharekawa over in Tauranga Moana, and I was at Performing Arts over there. And I spent a little bit of time over there, and while we were there, she allowed me to create a rap group for the Performing Arts tour that we were taking around the North Island. So we put a group called Native Sons together, and that's kind of the roots of it all, was back from 1996. And just as I grew, it played a part in my life. As I already had my eldest son, who's Dallas, that's going to be joining us soon. So I had him over there with me. And at that time, I was lost. I thought I was Eazy-E's cousin. I was hardcore with the NWA, 100 miles of running, and you know.
Those were the
Everyone's doing the old ECE flows, eh, bro?
Well, it's quite funny because when we like the name Native Sons originated from one of my good friends from Tūhoi, Hare Woods, who teaches Mauraka over there. Now his actual name is Sunone, and then my name was EYZ, which was Eazy-E backwards. And we came across the name. While we were at Performing Arts, we lived at a holiday park, and we were in his caravan asleep. And I don't know if the whānau will remember, but there were, on the roadshow videos, they used to say, "Don't turn off. Please keep watching for more previews after this video." Well, that's what happened on this video we were watching. And at the end was a movie called Native Sons, starring Samuel L. Jackson. And the actual movie we had finished watching was the Shogun one, where that Shogun master pushes his kid around in the trolley. I think Wu-Tang might have used it to take the ball or the sword. So that's the movie we had been watching. And so at the end of it, that comes on this preview called Native Sons. I woke up, looked at him, I was like, bro, that's us. We should be called Native Sons. That's our crew. So we took the name from there way back in 96. My good friend Hare Woods, aka Sunone, he was fluent in the reo matatau, being from Tūhoi. So he kind of said to me, hey bro, you can't be Eazy-E, bro, make your mind up. What are you going, left or right? So I changed my name to TAANE. So and that's still my name today. It's my youngest son's middle name. So from Performing Arts, as I said, Dali was already born, so I was already a father. I left there in 97 and I came over to Hamilton. And over here I was being looked after and loved and taken care of by a beautiful Ngāti Mahanga Puhi, who's her name's Te Manaakitanga as well. That's my wahine.
Kia ora.
And Dallas is to my first relationship, and then the next 4 children that I had are to my darling Te Manaakitanga. Just as the kids have come along, they've I'm still getting over their births. I'm still getting over her birth, I bust out every single day. I look at my sons and I'm like, I'm still getting over the fact that we've actually got you and we own you. So it's always been a passion of mine. And I just think it might be important to add that I came from a Once Were Warriors upbringing. I came from a real rough upbringing, whānau, and I'm talking the things that we don't want our kids to see today.
Yep.
So I realised at quite a young age that once my tūpuna had given me the opportunity and gifted me the children, that I was really gonna make a go out of it. I was really gonna try and make it work. And then again, I was kicked out of home when I was 16, 17. And I wasn't ready to leave home. I used to, some nights I'd go and stand out on the footpath and look back inside at my house and see my family sitting in there, and just knowing that I couldn't go back in because I'd been removed. So then again, I wanted to make sure that didn't happen to my children. I'm the type of father that tries to tell my kids to stay home, don't move out. 3 meals here. I'll wash all your
Yeah.
clothes. I'll clean up after you. You know.
Yeah.
And I just kind of back then when I was young, I found the philosophy that if your fruit falls from the tree, it can only get rotten. That's my philosophy of that take of that westernized saying. So I wanted to keep the fruit attached to the tree where they can grow, continue to nurture, nourish, and be loved. So the kids know this whakaaro as well. So as I got older, I met my beautiful darling Manaki, who was just an amazing hand and healer. Um, those are the things that she allowed me, and we both implemented to our children. And when I met Manaki, again, I'm just going to be honest, I turned up to Manaki with a cloak, all right, but it was ripped, it was torn, there were feathers missing. My cloak was a huge mess when I met my darling, and just having the kids and her, this healing and this better place that they've brought me, that I can use my music, that I can use gaming. It's just real. It's made life is really good, and I can't. After coming from the kind of upbringing that I had, I can't believe that at 47 years old, I can look back now and say, far out, life is really, really good. So then I just want to take all that and use the mediums that we're good at, and I say that we're good at because I know the kids are good at it, to be able to reach out and help the many people out there that might have a tainted cloak like me, and they've never been able to have anybody help them sew the bits together or fix the bits. That's where my children come in, But like you said, I have heaps of different things to us, from music through to we travel the country, looking after stages for a lot of bands as well. Little Manaki here, she's just been a real blessing. If I could talk about little Manaki, she's so like being my best friend.
Aww.
Your camera froze, eh? What are you gonna do there? How are you gonna fix that?
Okay, it's the point. People can
Off
hear
and on
you.
will fix it, yeah, but we can hear you still.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So just talking about Manaki, just the blessing and the support that she shows from everything that I have done. But if you were to put a label on me, bro, I'm more passionate dad and a koro. Being a koro, then I think I'm better at those things than music and gaming, to be honest.
Awesome.
Oh, I love that.
Just before we carry on, Nux, if you like turn off your camera and turn it back on, it should load back up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
while we're doing that, bro, I just want to touch on the big ups to you, bro.
Hi.
Hard.
And even just introducing yourself. So you mentioned you had the Once Warriors background, and I'm just gonna make an assumption that was the only thing you knew, right, bro? Like growing up, like that was the way of life. Am I wrong?
Yeah, nah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So why this is such an amazing thing to me, bro, is that was the only thing you knew, and you knew to change it.
Hard. Yeah.
Like a lot of people do go back and they do say the old, oh, then what's right? They don't know, they haven't been taught. But you knew that way of life wasn't it. Without and I'm just saying without like someone else coming in and having to teach you, bro. So big ups to you, bro. I think that's just an
Yeah.
amazing story there, but it's just gonna continue. I reckon the saga continues.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Breaking those generational
Yeah.
trauma.
yeah. So,
So-
you managed to break the intergenerational trauma, bro, and it shows in your whānau. And just interacting with you, my bro, and like we just started, and it's already like that part of the journey is just fucking amazing.
Thank you, brother.
I think the positive vibes that you bring is you can see it's not only no, influence your own life, but it's also spread out amongst your whānau, your partner, your tamariki, and like But like, the
And
confidence
yeah.
is vibing. You know, you can
Yeah.
really feel it, eh?
Mm.
You know, even to the point where Manaki's coming on and you know she's contacting as well. You know, beautiful to see that he's able to come in front of the camera and have a kōrero. Manaki, would love to hear about your kōrero as well, kōtiro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's as interesting as Dad's, but
It's
so
I'm sure
I'll
you
start
have
with
something there that you think is normal, and to everyone else, they'll be like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're gonna find it.
I'll start with my music. From a young age, Dad always had that as an option for us. And out of my siblings, it was kind of me and Dali that picked up on that. And then my brother came along and he got into his rap and stuff. But I play a few instruments. I play a bit of the guitar and I play the keyboards and bass. And Dad's he's always been supportive of that with us. And through that I've been able to he's opened up different pathways for us. And what year did we do Battlegrounds? Our first year.
When I brought you in out, we're around 14.
Yeah, and about 2014, I ran my first dance battle show, and I was the light producer. And then from then,
And how
I
old?
2000 I would have been about
12, 15. No, you might have been younger.
I can't count.
I just threw you in there.
7 years ago, I would have been 10.
Whoa.
Right, she would have been 10.
10.
Yeah.
And from
And you're trying
then,
to say that you're not as interesting.
Come on.
No lies. Come on.
We stayed in that for quite a few years. And then I was lucky enough to go over and run production for
The world.
Yeah, the
Dance
world
battle,
dance
supremacy
battles
battle.
over in Australia.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I didn't have Dad with me then. I had gone over with two of our lovely friends. And then on the side of all of that, I went to Ngā Taiatea Wharikura here in Hamilton.
Studs.
And I left school at the end of year 11. And I went and studied health and beauty. And I got my qualifications there. And at the end of that, it wasn't really my passion. It was kind of just something that I enjoyed doing. And I got into the dental industry. And I went along and I done a 10-week dental course here in Kirikiriroa, and I found that was something that I really enjoyed to do. And the reason why is because not sure if a lot of us know, but our Māori really struggle in dental and in oral health, and being in that 10-week course, I was able to go into our Kurukupapa Māori, and it was a big wake-up call to see how poor our tamariki's oral health was.
Yeah.
And that became my passion to to go through and pursue a career in oral health.
Yeah. Winning.
I'm-
See, this is what I find interesting, eh? Is that you had the talent there already in terms of te tā pūoro. You had the music talent there, but at the same time you still decided to make up your own mind and follow your own pathway. You know,
I agree.
yeah, and that's something to be commended as well because, you know, you've built your own kaupapa. You've created your own mana as well as having the mana of your whānau as well. So yeah, and then odds.
All heaps young too.
Yeah.
So your journey's just begun, and you've already given us a story of someone who's lived like 30 years.
And then, and one of the biggest things that I'd like to add to that as well, as subtle as it was throughout that whole conversation, whānau, ka tae tēnei kōtiro ki te kōrero I roto I te reo Māori. Matatau. She can speak, you know. Been at ngā tai ātia, you know. They have a beautiful program there too. Have a few whānau that actually went through there. So, wow. That's all I can say as well.
Oh, tēnā koe.
It's pretty cool, eh? It's pretty
Still
cool.
lots to come, I'm sure.
Yeah. But, yeah, as we know, like, and this is for a lot of our guests that come onto the second boil, he hara te kumara e kōrero mō tōna reka. He oi I tēnei wā, never mind being a kumara, be a potato. Hey, yeah, kia whakamīreire atu I a kōrua, you know, don't be afraid to let your mana shine in this kaupapa. Because that's what it's about. It's about you.
Yeah, it's
100.
about shoes, and we want the community to see people like yourselves, you know, talented, you know, got a lot going, and just loving life. You know, from many backgrounds, like you got the father who come from the rough background, and then you can see the very next generation, boom, flourishing.
Yeah.
Know what I mean, bro? Just from that third generation, you know,
Yeah.
grandparents to the dad, and pass through. That's oh my god. Just you're breaking the intergenerational.
Sure, my brother. I want to support you there, my brother, with all my heart. This is your right, my brother, and that's what I want to encourage people. And I'm not going on a bleeding session, you know. I'm just that 3 generations, partner. That's what my father said to me. Now I know my father made heaps of mistakes, and him and I had heaps of fallouts. But I had to go to my father and forgive my father. For my father to be able to leave this world and pass on to the next, I needed to make sure that
That's
my
massive,
father knew that he was forgiven. So I went and sat with him. And I talked with him and I said, what things do you want me to do with the kids that will fix it for you, Dad? Tell me. And he laid me out a list of things, and I'm sticking to that list, you know. And he said to me, boy, 3 generations. It'll be my father, it'll be me, it'll be you, and my muckles, my boy. I don't want my muckles to go through what we've all been through. If that's what my father wishes, and if that's what will make my father feel better, even though ugly things had gone on, you know, but I don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that, you know. And I talked to him a couple of days. I video called him a couple of days a week, him and my mum, and they're always checking up. And I'm the youngest in my whānau of, there's 5 of us, and I'm the youngest sibling. So you are right, my brother, and that's the cry that I want to call to all my whānau, and even my brothers out there. If you have that mama with your mum and your dad, you know, and like of course there's that part where we don't want to forgive, but if you want to make it right for your tamariki, if you want to heal the wound, if you want to get rid of the wound and make it right for your tamariki, well, for me, my opinion, the only way I could do it was to go and sit with my father and talk to him about it all, and then get rid of that. I think I heard you, the whānau, call it generational mamai, which I really love. I really love how you've called it. That to me seems a lot more closer to home than generation curse, you know. Generational mamai is really, really lovely. So I went and talked to my father about that, and there were things around how he wanted the girls treated. There were things around.
That's huge to let go of that kind of mamai, bro.
Inspiring.
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't want my boys drinking, so then we implemented that. He told me us as taukiri, even my nephew Jason, Aces, who's in the chat, and Auntie Pugs, my niece as well, they implement the same thing. As my father said that the alcohol was a huge killer for our taukiri whānau, so we removed that. You know, just little things like that I knew that were going to make my mum and dad happy. And make my dad feel like he actually succeeded instead of living in the shit feeling that he's been living in. I'm like, no, bro, we all good. Your mum oldie, bro. You know. But in saying that, both my parents are devoted Christians. They're pastors. They've been in pastorship for probably the last 10, 15 years. They're with the Elim Church, Pentecostal. So I was brought up. Once Dad did kind of see the light, which took him nearly blooming 10 years. But anyway, he got there once he see the light.
Yep.
Eventually,
Um, yeah, he eventually crossed over, and just the man of God that he is at the moment. The both that my parents are, you know, the passion that they have for the Lord, I tell them it's amazing. You know, I'm just so proud of you that I can say that my parents are full-on Christians. My parents have been together. So my brother just turned 55 2 weeks ago. They were married on the day that my brother was born. So my parents have been together for 55 years. And when I even look at statistics for our people, and I just commend them, you know, for being able to stay together, because they were right in, we know that era that they were in, back in the 70s, 80s, really hard.
we've
90s.
all heard the stories, eh?
Yeah, we all know this, so I'm not telling
We know
anybody
the ways.
anything new.
Yeah.
But I just like, you know, when I really break it down to that, because I mean, we know relationships aren't easy. And to stay together as a whānau isn't easy, but when I look at 55 years, hey, that gives me inspiration to be with my whānau for 55 years. And the only reason that we can be confident in these and to be able to move in these fields is because we're taking care of the generational mom, right? And that is a key part, whānau. It really is. So 2021, something that we wanted to address in our whānau, talk openly with some depression and our anxieties that we had going on. And I can't really think of any Māori family that I know that would have done that. They would have said, hey, actually, no, we need to talk about this. Come here, my darlings, and bring them in and sit them down and talk with them. To say, you know, when you're sweating, when your palms are sweating, when your calves are tightening up, when you're chewing your jaw, hey, this is what's going on. Dad doesn't want you to live through the dark that Dad came through for 25 years, but I know a way out. And this is the way out. And, you know, and sharing that with the kids, that to me will put growth for my muckles, you know. So yeah, all these things I just want to say stemmed from your kōrero there, brother. That 3 generations, and fully believe that it took my father's father, it took my father, and he said to me, "I'm sorry, my son, but it's you." I just accepted it because, you know, okay, my dad, if that's what you're saying to me, so am I to break the chain? Am I to break the cycle? It's you, my son. So I was like, let's go. You know? But let's go. I'm going to do it in music. I'm going to do it in sport. I'm going to do it in personality. I'm going to do it in love. I'm going to do it in heart. I'm going to do it with much Māori that I can. And we going, Dad. And, you know, he's my bro now. I took care of those mama and 3 generations in, and my dad was right. We are living the best days of our life.
Wow. It's amazing because from that influence over to you, obviously it's been passed down and it's filtered out. And now people are starting to resonate with your vibes, my bro. And so I think,
Well, there's the thing, bro. Like, yeah, I go and drop in a lot of people's streams, like a lot, you know. And it was your guys' whānau vibe that keeps me coming back, bro. You can see it, like, you know, you can't I don't want to say fake, like you can't fake that thing, you know. You can't fake the feel, you know, the whānau vibe, and like the whānau's there. So when you say, oh, you're not big in the gaming, bro, like. You know, how many of us are like in it for the games? Most of us are in it because it's that whānau feel. Even the ones from overseas, like as soon as we get to know, you know, like you know, Redneck Randy and fucking Turd and Josh Shakua and and everyone, like they're practically whānau now. We just have to feed them, and then it's fucking on.
Yes, it is. And
if they're listening, he didn't say fucking annoying.
yeah, whakanoa. Ka pai? And
So
with that
it's just
too.
magnetic, bro. It's magnetic. Go, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
go, Nathan.
So and with that too, like with yous coming into the streaming kaupapa, and like yous are quite strongly affiliated with the GG whānau at the moment. Shout outs to GG. You know, big mihi out to Ash Little Lady.
Hi, my Ash. Hi, my cousin.
Yeah,
Love you,
like
cuz.
for the
Hi,
kaupapa that
Aces.
you have created, for that whānau. I only just came into the GG Discord today, but man, the vibe is
Right.
real. Oh my
I should have
god.
joined the Discord.
Like,
I just jump in the streams when I see the whoas up. Eh?
yeah, the vibe is real. And
But
and so I have to give a massive shout out to you. And also thank yous for looking after my brother Omi. Because since being a part of GG's, we've heard nothing but amazing things, and then being able to go in there and see it for myself. Him, Kahu, yeah, the bro's the official hua, and he's loving the vibe. I couldn't be happier for my boys. So big ups to yous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for looking after our whānau. And that's it. We all looking after each other, especially in this environment.
I'm even forgetting what the group names are at this point. Hey,
yeah.
so I just forget.
You're right, brother. Gaming gang is
Yeah.
awesome, and Ash and them have done the cousin Ash has done an amazing job. When I was talking about coming to Twitch, and I had been talking to my nephew about it, Aces is my elder sister's son.
Yeah, I can't forget about the bro Aces and Auntie Bogay.
Yeah, because he's on the same buzz.
Aces, yeah.
Aces is cut
He's
from
got
the
some
same
good
tree.
yarns, good yarns with the bro, and good for Karo.
Oh yeah, he's he's the oldest out of all the mokopuna. So the kids already know that he's the rangatira. Our kids already know that. So when Aces mentioned about Twitch and
Carries himself like
coming
one,
on
two,
Twitch, I said to him, go over and have a look and see what's going on, bro. And then I came over here and I knew Ash was here. I always knew Ash was here, but then when I saw the magic she was doing, I was like, holy heck, Ash! Holy heck! So, really, I want to give it up to my cousin Ash and for my nephew for bringing me over. And I will be honest, when he said to me, we called the gaming gang, I said, Nef, I ain't ever going to be in no gang. I'm in the Māori side. I'm in the Māori side. So I had to sit and think about it for not about joining it, about what I got myself into, but I jumped in there, and I hope you can hear this. A part of the reason why I did it, so I wanted to show my nephew how much I love him, bro. There's and I'm just being straight up. When he said to me, Uncle, would you be interested in having a look at what we're doing? We're called the Gaming Gang, and I knew it straight away as soon as he said we're called the Gaming Gang. He would have thought, oh, my uncle's not gonna like this, and I okay, bro. No, if that's us, let's go then, man. If I fully trust you, and which I still do, part of a lot of that reason is because I love my bro. I love Ash, and how could you not want to jump into that boil up, eh? How could you not want to jump into that smorgasbord and have a feed? And then we're blessed that we come along and we have met the Ngāti Gaming family. Because when I look at the two Discords, to me, they're totally different. I mean, in a way, but we know how I mean a way of, because over our side there's a lot of our reo and our tikanga and that's in Ngāti Gaming side. Then over the gaming GG side, we're just a whole heap of gamers that play games. So it's good to be able to come over to the NG side. I hope you don't mind me calling it that, and just for that uplift, that get back to my roots again, and then go back out and take it to my gaming gang whānau again. Go back and take the kaupapa back out to them. So yeah, we want to meet to you guys as well, and I'm just talking as being a part of the gaming family. The gaming gang is for thank you for all your support, for allowing Omni. Bro, isn't he awesome? You better be in this chat. Let me look over there in that chat. Isn't he an amazing man? And the mahi that he does for both Discords, and then when I'm meeting other people in the stream from freaking Australia, America, England, and he's trying to tell me that he hasn't got much to talk about.
Yeah.
And just the way he talks about us all is just amazing. So
Yeah.
Miharo.
you're right about the Māori. You're right about the Māori. I already told the Māori I love you, Māori. I don't even know you. Never even met you out.
Mean.
But you know,
Hey.
to crack up in the chat at the moment, I saw Z to the B drop the old koro in the We're already
Oh,
teaching
boy.
him the way of the hua.
So, I see that another one of our maniri is turned up. Is that the brother?
Okay, here we're gonna be trying to eat some
Yeah.
rice. So
Hey.
we're all gonna
Yep.
Yes,
Yes, there he
I'm
is.
just gonna move it over here a bit.
Kapai.
So,
Let's
Ah,
go.
yeah, no, let's get in there, whānau, kapai. Che. Kia ora, Dali Roll. Yeah.
Jumps in the go.
Yeah, we're talking into that.
Hey.
We're talking into that.
Kapai. Can we hook Dali Roll up with a headset just for a quick second so that he can bust out a quarter? Oh, he can hear us?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
mean,
let it go.
mean.
Yeah, he's got ears.
Bro,
That's
give
cool.
us give us an opportunity to ask you more, bro. Yeah, tell us about yourself, Deli Roll.
Sure.
Sure.
My name's Dallas Sambora Karariti Tokiri. I suppose the name itself explains what I am. So, Sambora being my second name. That's after a guitarist, Sambora from
Yeah.
the band Bon Jovi. Ray
Sure.
is also from a blues guitarist, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yep.
And so I'm a muso.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, music sounds like it might be important to you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So even though you got Muso in the name, you're quite multi-talented, eh, Marvin? So besides music, what else are you into?
Kind of everything, not just music, but everything based around music. So like say, whether it's like studio or stage setup, or those kinds of things, kind of everything. Plus hackers and all of that stuff.
Kia
too,
ora.
performance.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the bro's a bit of a beast on Fortnite as well, just saying fun, eh? Hey, yep. So, for me personally, I got the opportunity to see you and your younger sister have a bit of a jam and do your stream in Te Reo Māori. So,
Oh,
yeah, so multi-talented. Multi-talented.
Yeah, like
Oh.
Delhi was kind of the backbone of the reo being brought into our family. Delhi's Nana, his grandmother, was my third form teacher at high school. Tutor, my social studies tutor, my third form dean, fourth form. So I'm blessed that to have had her because his grandmother was the real teacher at Kura, and then that washed off bro. And Dali was brought up speaking the reo, and then that kind of started the train for us all. And then from there, we just it just went down through to the next child, and then the next child, and the next child. But he's been a real backbone, and he's a big backbone of the family. Eh?
Wow. So, mean.
We could be a potato, we don't have to be a kumara.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you this. The kumara must get, God, the kumara, it must get lonely. You know why? Because the potato's in the fish and chip shop, it's in
Yeah.
KFC, it's in McDonald's, it's out there saying, let's go.
Yeah, hard out.
Let's go, yo.
Yeah. So,
Like, I can't believe this corridor's already gone for as long as it did. I need to bring this up. Nativesons. So you were part of quite the movement at one point, weren't you, bro? Can you tell us about that? Because there are some people that you might not realize you were part of something that meant a lot to quite a few people, bro. So can you touch on that part, Cross, real sick?
Yeah, see, the whole co-popper of Native Son, let me see. the way. I guess one of the strong points of Native Sons was, and as I'm talking about the kaupapa that I took to teach the kids, that also other members have taught their families, was about tino rangatiratanga and kotahitanga. I don't want to make it sound old, but I do come from that era of the flag, waving the flag, climbing the flag at Waitara, surrounded by cops and yanking that flag down and putting up our Tino flag. Done that many times, rushed many a line times, and I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I got involved in the most radical way. And back then, my even some of my family thought, "Oh, you're a real activist." Hey, Michael. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
And since becoming a Native Sons, I found once I found out the injustice that had gone on with our culture and had a big look into it and continued to carry on. I kind of looked at there's two ways we can do it. We can stay split and divided, or we can join our whānau's movement of tahitanga, flying the Tino flag, and also flying the Confed flag. I fly there just as proud. Okay? So we were able to use it in music, and around those times there were some bands that were doing it as well. Dave Grace, there was Iwi, there was Taki Toru, and we just happened to kind of pop up at the right time with our kaupapa, and all our kaupapa seemed to meet in the middle. We were all passionate about tino, and when I say tino, I can only say that for means to me. I can't dictate or tell you what your tino means, what your sovereignty means to you. It's the same with my children. I can kind of tell them what it means to Dad, but it's for them to take out of my kete and use it for theirs. So that's when I say tino rangatiratanga, I'm talking my own sovereignty, my own kaupapa that I want to implement, and this is how to do it. And we still stand today as the same kaupapa we were rolling with Iwi and Dave Grace and a lot of the, I'll call them the soldiers. They were the foot soldiers that I saw back then that were out in the coast. I'm blessed that we must have been doing something right, that they've taken us forward. And we like I say, we still represent it today. Mau today, you know, we're proud of that era that we had come out of, that we came from, and that was around 98, right up to like 2008. So that's some time ago, you know. But the music that we had, what I didn't realize, and it wasn't until I looked at finishing the Native Sons, the band Native Sons, was when I had a friend up here, Pango Winterberg, who you know, Māori.
He is Māori.
Radio.
He is Māori.
Yep, and he was they ran the first Waikato Māori Music Awards, and they only gave away one award. It was Waikato Music Awards, okay, for Māori. They only gave away one award, and who do you think got it?
The Sons.
I've still got it in the glass case. I've still got it framed, you know. And it was the only award that was given away, and it was given to us. And like I said, I didn't really notice, because I'm not poking my head out there for everyone to see me and, oh, he's got a nice head. My head's underneath my hood. So I didn't really notice the impact that Native Sons had made throughout the mutu. And it still kind of carries on today. But I don't go looking for it, you know. When people say, are you that fella in... Is that your son that was with you when he was a little boy? You know, and I'm like, yes, it was me way back then. So, but I mean, just as important as that kaupapa is, the kids played the crucial part as well, because if I didn't have people to share it with, or people to support me, or to show me that it would work, then I wouldn't be able to do it. That's my personal opinion, is everything that I had done for the cause or for the kaupapa. Even all of my songs, every song that I've written has been for my kids. They'll tell you. I never wrote them for any politician. I never wrote them for any... because the messages that I could sing to the kids, they can share with my grandchildren. So the kids have been that movement period that we were in, and moving in right there. A lot of that was, because of the kids, and I knew that I just wanted to do something for them to be able to pick up on and carry on. But yeah, that whole movement.
Can I just comment on that? Now I know I've mentioned it to you before, and Manaki's actually heard it as well. But I did need chat to hear this too, and even you, Deliro. You like I had mentioned, you're one of my unsung heroes from my childhood, and I mean that wholeheartedly because being here brought up in Taranaki, we had like we had a strong kotahitanga movement growing up, and like a lot of the youth that were just a little bit older than me were a huge part of that. And as like speaking not as much or a native, but sorry for the whānau that don't know, my name is Morehu, and so one of my closest brothers, as you know, our brother Lucky, was a huge part of that, along with his brother Terence, along with a few others from here in Taranaki, like brother Hips. You know, you know the brother Hips. Hey, yep. And even Pamo, all those lot, and then stretching down to Raukawa to my cousin Keelan. Hey, yep. So the very and also the other members of Iwi as well. Bro, you stood up for a kaupapa that paved the pathway for us to be able to be ourselves as Māori. And honestly, I'm humbled, I'm honoured, and extremely grateful to you and your whānau for doing that for us. Because now, if we didn't have that fight back in the 90s and the early 2000s, it wouldn't be so easy for us to be Māori in this day and age and in this space. You know, you made an impact. You made it. You made an impact.
Down there, bro. Yeah, have to double down. In the 90s, there's almost nothing to deal. Nothing. There was only two things on TV on Channel 1, tucked away in a place where nobody wants to go. There was Te Kārere that everyone changed the channel. Back then, yeah. So there was nothing there. So I actually have to double down and, bro, you helped make it what it is today. Because like today, it's easier, lot easier.
Definitely.
Like the attitudes from the 90s to now have changed so much that now people seek out this type of thing. We wouldn't have a second boil.
Koia. Tautoko.
Honestly, no one would care. They would turn the channel like they used to on Te Kārere back in the 90s.
Yeah. I can't stress it enough. People died for the scope opera, bro.
Yeah.
People
right,
died
bro.
for the scope opera to
And,
make
and,
it
and,
happen.
and that's what happened, bro. The bro did. You know, Morehu. I mean,
Very much.
And the bro was the bro Lux was like one of those soldiers, my bro. There's some people that I feel come in part time, and they're only part timers, my bro, and I can't deal with part timers. I need people that are solely committed to making these choices for their families and making choices for our culture and cutting a better path. And the bro Lux was rare, my bro, because if I saw a bunch of people, and I'm not judging no one when it comes down to standing up for the co-op account, bro, and they came from a circle where I remember I met Lux way back when I did the Brown tour. And right from that day, we clicked. He came back to the motel, we clicked, and then he moved up to Hamilton, and then up here and found each other again, and then we played together in bands, and he played with the bro Mahuru Kindreds, and I took them on the road touring with Native Sons, and we connected their bond again, and then when the bro had come and said his goodbye, my bro, I really didn't know what to say, my bro. No, because the other thing is, down to the tunny, my bro? No. And I had mentioned to the bro that try and get down. And yeah, it was really hard, my bro. It was really hard, my bro, because he was a soldier. He was a multi-sider through and through. Whenever I see him throwing up the side. So I'm glad, like I said, bro, I'm glad that it came around again, my bro, because me meeting you and finding how close you are, brother, that's obviously the brother saying to me, hey, it's time for us to heal. And although it's going to be hard, it's hard because we love the bro.
Yeah.
I know what the bro's saying. You know, he's like, come on, my moldy. How moldy? Come on, my moldy. Kiss my lighter back and hurry
One
up.
tongue. That's what we are. That's what we are.
You got my lighter?
Yeah.
But even when we used to go on the road and I'd take Kindred's the band that he was in, they'd be doing their thing and we'd be sitting over in the corner gas bagging, laughing, bro, you know, like, but then I think he kind of knew. Obviously he knew. And I was just really shocked when he told me that I don't think that you're gonna, yeah. And then he came home, bro. So I'm glad that I've met you, and that through there I can find the healing, because I can bother through knowing that through my journey and what I've come through, and he led me on the track that I never even knew that he had cut out, bro. It's like he moved the chess move years before.
Yeah.
And to following that track I led to someone that was with us those days, my bro. So that kind of brings me comfort, my bro. I hope that through this quarter it ought to bring me comfort. What do you think? Love to you, my king. Love to you, brother.
To you too. And thank you all for the legacy that you have created. Again, we walk freely today because of the efforts that all of you muses made to create a safe space for us as Māori. So I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you, my family.
Halfway.
I'm here to you, bro, and the movement.
And so moving forward, whānau, I know that we get into those deep heartfelt kōrero, but that's the second boil. That's pretty much how we roll. But now, coming back into the positive vibes, the gaming, bro.
Yes.
Gaming whakapapa, bro. It's but gaming whakapapa, let's go.
Gaming, so that's why I'm glad Delly's there too, because I even said to my youngest son, bro, can you remember all our games? Yeah, I can. Can you come in the interview? And he's asleep. He went off in bed. But we've been into gaming for a while, son. And with Aces as well. Aces part of the same blame as part of this, my nigga.
Yep.
So whose house was it that you all would have to go and play the games?
Over to Ace's house.
Yeah, he said that too.
I remember one time we were young, and Aces had like this big contraption in his room. It was like bits and pieces and wires and all of that stuff. And I was sitting there like, what's this thing, cuz? He goes, don't touch it. Just flick that button over there. And I go and flick this button, and his Sega turns on his TV all the way at the other side of the...
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently, he raged or something back in those days, so the only thing he could do was put it back together like that. But he's been a big inspiration on the gaming side forever. Like, from Sega all the way to hiring Nintendo 64s from Video Easy or from United Video.
That's what it was.
And I know for a fact that he owes them a couple of them.
Bro, Aces, I'll tell you a secret, Aces. So do I.
I think we all do.
I may or may have not have done the same thing.
Yeah. Hey, how many of us are guilty?
Yeah, so how many of us used to do the whole hangout and get the games on the Friday night at Video Easy, United Video, or whatever it was.
The calendar. We had the calendar with all the memes on it.
Hey, how's this one? Yeah, you hire out as many games as you possibly can before you move to another city.
No, Mata. That's when you are the actual game.
Yeah. Yeah, you are the console, next minute, later ball. Hey, I know we can see, I
Sell it
know
to the
there's some
bird.
fun.
Gotta
Yeah,
sell it to the bird.
hard,
We're gonna
hard.
do a go for a video.
You're finished with it. Sell it to the bird.
The game
That's
really was.
ooh.
Jason was right in there. We got into all kinds of games, eh?
All of them, like right up to like Madden, all of those
Yeah.
kind of games. He
So
was the
from
man
when?
at like League and stuff too.
Yeah.
But he was a
So,
good, what's it like a goal? I suppose he was always a good goal to try and get to. Game.
Ah,
You
yeah.
knew you could like
Right.
compete with aces, then you could compete with most people.
Yeah.
Which it
So
kind of is
from the
like now.
sounds of it, there was pieces of a Master System or Mega Drive on the ground that you gotta.
I'm pretty sure it was a Mega Drive back then.
Mega Drive.
Oh, bro,
And then
please.
he was got the games.
Okay, what was the iconic game that stood out for you guys?
Someone's mentioned the Mario
Yeah.
Party.
For the Sega Mega Drive, which was the one game that you just could play for hours only?
Oh, that was hard because like back then, I went to a garage sale back in Ngatea, and Ngatea in Hauraki, and they had this big garage sale, and my nan bought me this big ass box full of games for like $20.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure me and my little brother clocked all of them. You know, like all the Sonics were there,
Hey.
Sonic Pinball, Bruce
Yup.
Lee, Michael Jackson, all those old school Sega games were in that one box, so we
Street
kinda
Fighter,
went through
Mortal
all of
Kombat.
yeah, back when they
Yeah.
were like actual pictures of people that moved.
Yeah. Does anyone still remember the whole debug for Sonic 2 there? Someone mentioned Sonic 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I was in and like I remember Sonic 2 with that was the one with all like the waterfall, the trees around there, like vines
Okay.
and stuff.
Yeah,
I remember
bro.
getting through it, but that was more my little brother's thing. I was more the first Sonic because it was the game that you got when you turned the on.
Oh, yeah, you got that one, yeah.
So after the Mega Drive, you moved on to what was it, PlayStation or Nintendo 64 first, my bro?
So we went straight to PlayStation 1 while everyone was getting
Yeah. Right.
Yo, Ace has mentioned the Mario Party though.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the Nintendo was a big part too. Even Mario Kart,
Yeah.
all the Mario games. Oh, mind
Yeah,
you,
Mario Kart 64 was the jam in my house.
Yeah, let's go. That would
Even,
probably be my game.
even wrestling was pretty cool on Nintendo 64. You know,
Yep.
the first version of wrestling and all that. WCW.
That's when the whole the WCW was coming through.
Yeah.
yeah, Rey Mysterio and all of them. Yeah.
The broken version of Kill Instinct Gold.
And then
Oh,
we had
good
the
times.
PC, so I was kind of playing the Kuro games, old man games. I was playing Stronghold. I was in there playing
Oh,
the
I remember. Yep.
Yeah, Command and Conquer and like
Oh.
cannon fodder and shit or not?
Yeah, that was me while they were all playing these other games. It's me and there playing the Stronghold and pinball. Keep it around there, because I'm old school. I'm Stargate. I'm
Yeah.
Donkey Kong. I'm
Yeah.
Galaga. I'm Gyrus.
Yeah.
Those old school games, but
But
it's been good watching the kids play.
again, it was those games that set the precedents back in the arcade days, bro.
Yeah,
know?
I was actually just telling my daughter that I had a mate back in Pyro, Big Al, and he part of our loving for gaming is I used to just throw him a fitty bag, bro. He used to run the spacey fella, he'd lock the door, unlimit all the games, and leave me and my
Yeah.
mates in there, bro. And that was what we
Dope.
do. Yeah, we'd stay there all night, put blankets across the front window on the street. And we used to do it like 2 nights a week, man. Just the whole night, unlimited credits at the game. So
Yeah.
we were playing all sorts, but that was before the kids came along. Maybe Dally might have been. That was before the kids came along. So we've always loved that gaming. But right, we've always been there. behind, eh? When PlayStation 2 came out, we
Yeah.
could afford a PlayStation 1. When PlayStation 3
Somebody
came out, we could afford a PlayStation 2, then, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, so sorry. We had 2 PlayStation 1s, which means PlayStation 2.
That was cool,
In
yeah.
our hearts, if we had two
Hey.
PlayStation 1, we stacked them on top of each other. It's a PlayStation 2, boy.
Yeah.
But you
Hey.
know, even though we were outdated in each time, I think the core of it was the kids having fun. You know,
Yeah.
the core
Yeah.
of it was the kids challenging each other and
Also,
running.
those
Dad, I
games-
just got to
Yeah.
that. I just
Those
did
games
that.
are still all good, and you didn't have to wait for like Final Fantasy 7, 8, and all of that to come out because they'd already dropped.
Yeah. So and we still roll with it today. So you know, PS4 5's out. We're still on PS4.
Yeah.
You know, the new
Oh.
Macs are out there, and
Yeah.
I'm still on the blooming 2009 Mac.
PS5s don't exist. That's a unicorn until I see one in real life. You know?
Yeah.
What are they say? Seeing is believing. I ain't seen one. Dang, no.
I know. What, What about
Gaming's been
you?
good.
What about you, Manaki? What was the first console that you remember growing up?
Yeah.
The Buzz.
Oh,
Oh, from the
Yes,
PlayStation
that's
2.
what I was
Yeah,
wondering
we got
about
our
the
PS2.
buzz.
That'll be PS2. Yeah, I knew when
Yeah.
you said the buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had
Time
Buzz.
she was born, we got a PS2.
Do you remember where we were when I pulled the buzz out? Do you guys
Yes.
remember? We
Where?
were all on holiday.
Yes.
I took with me and Monty
But yeah,
guys on
Oh,
holiday.
no,
and
Dagger.
yeah, we were staying up there and then pulled it out the next morning and checked this out and you're like, wow! Seeing their faces, but not only that, you had a game inside the car that you'd plug into the lighter and you guys could sit there and play Spaces inside the car. So
Aw.
Yeah,
ever
that would
since
have
I
been next level
had
way.
cars, I looked
Yeah.
for ways to put TVs and Spaces in the cars. You know,
Yeah.
right? I
Man.
put the adapters and throw them Spaces in the cars. And we'd go on trips and they're sitting in the back playing Spaces.
Good
That's
times.
next level. Yeah.
Oh, man. So,
Oh, but remember memory cards too.
Oh,
Yeah.
memory card.
Remember the memory card where you had to leave PlayStation on?
Yeah.
That was our memory
I had
card.
to use
Yep, yep.
sometimes,
Yeah.
bro.
We had a couple of those memory cards.
I made the mistake in trying to play that way with Final Fantasy 7. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh, we
that's-
love the game. We love it.
Yeah. And then look at you now from that to live streaming.
Yo,
Yeah,
as a whānau too.
as a whānau.
Yeah.
Mm.
No,
Yeah,
Doesn't matter how good you are on the game, you're spending time, eh?
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's true. Last night I was yesterday I was watching. I was sitting in the shed and my son had come home from work and I said, "Oh, your brother's on playing. Do you want a game?" And he was playing with Shadow and the B. What's up to the Shadow Squad?
B,
What's up to
B.
Z to the B? And
Oh,
also was
yeah.
Shadow whānau.
and
Happy birthday,
I
Sexy.
think- oh, whose birthday?
It's Ceci's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Ceci!
Hey, Sassy
fun,
Okay, hold on,
Shadow.
hold on. Let's do what we do on the live stream and let's pause and let's all think about Ceci. Happy birthday, Ceci. We love you, sister. Shadow Squad! Shadow Squad!
Yeah.
They were in a game last night and then my son drops in. And this is my younger son, and then he's playing away. And I said, "Is that your brother in there too?" "Yeah, this is my brother." And that's someone streaming. Yeah, someone's streaming. And it just dawned on me. You see, I had the things to do while I was on Twitch. And one of those things that I wanted to do first was to play a game with my two sons and stream. But here comes the most sassiest person. And Z to the B, they took that on the last night. So they both had my voice
Yeah.
last night. But I was just blown away when I looked at it like that. I was like, you're with an American and you're with an Australian, and these two little Maori boys. These two Maori boys, you know? And I looked back and thought of that power. You know, that power right there. It's like, oh, hands down, you deserve it, Sass, and you
Got
deserve it,
everyone,
Z to the
yeah, got everyone talking like a hua as well. So
Yeah.
But like even meeting these people, you know, if I could just even touch on that, is coming to Twitch. You know, it's quite easy for all us Maori to get on. Us Polynesian, I just don't want to put
Yeah,
just
yeah,
in-
yeah. I get where you're coming from. The
The
bulk.
shadow.
Yeah.
Or my
Cousins
whānau
do
here.
the same too. Yeah.
And then you have those ones that we off that come from the US or that come from Australia. And we talk a bit quite often at home. They've become household names, and you're right. We're talking like Jay Gardner. We're talking about Redneck Randy Turd. Talking about Z to the
Joshua.
B. Yeah, we're talking about the Shadow Squad. And their whānau and their entourage that they bring with them too. Like Boss Hoggy and Kerry Ann and them. And these people are so passionate about our reo. These people are so passionate about coming in to Discord and saying Morena whānau.
I got the Kyoto,
Let's go.
I got the Morenas, I got the
And,
I also catch a koro sometimes and
yes, and I even catch a tikapiro sometimes from the road. Like, hey, let's keep it PR, whānau.
Yeah.
But you know, I just like I knew that all my Polynesian fams, and I knew we'd all be here. But then when I realised that we could take it to at the internet level, and we've got these people all around the world that are wanting to know about. But can I just say this as well? This is not my work. This ain't Nativesons work. All this mahi was done before I got here. I just jumped on the train. Half the train had gone past, so I ain't trying to say that frickin' I'm the driver and I'm the one that's blooming at the front, taking care of everything.
let's
They
like,
were
let's
all
stop along
here.
the line and let's all get on, whānau?
Yeah, I would even say that you would have been part of it. Come on, whānau. I could also say that the three that I'm looking at right here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Those three, right there. They were a part. That way. You've been a part of that movement, and look what you've created. Look what you guys have gone and done on this platform. You're sitting here praising us, sitting here praising me. Look what you have done on this platform. You've gone and taken these people that knew very little of our culture, that knew very little of our reo, and now it's like every second day word. Now the bro Jay, he's stuck with the name Hua.
And you know what?
Yeah.
It's just permanent.
Hey.
Um,
It's all good, Jay. Think of it as an honor, my bro. It's an absolute honor.
oh, man,
Hey.
But yeah, even the stuff we do, bro, but even the stuff we do, it's built on the shoulders of the ones who come before, always.
God.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Because somebody's
Yeah.
done it before. Somebody's done to make that track a little bit easier. So I think that has been my highlight of Twitch. Is it's been one thing that I've met my whānau, and I've built these amazing relationships that are not only for me but for my children and the family as well. But meeting these brothers overseas, meeting these brothers who are not even of my culture, you know, and then the values so fine that we do, you know, we kind of look at it as American mothership. Let's just be honest. We would call that the mothership. So. I didn't dawn on me, you know, how well we're different in cultures, but we're just on
A lot of
different
things crossed over.
Yeah,
A lot of things
yeah.
come over when you actually have a look, bro, and you dissect it.
You're right. And
We all want the same things, essentially, bro. Yeah.
it's the brothers have taught me so much, and they probably said nah, I haven't, but they have, you know. So like. We like to do things different as a family, and well, here's for starters. Something different that the family is into is we're all Trump supporters, you know. Now, if I told people that we were all Trump supporters in this country, oh my God, my car's gonna be smashed up tomorrow. My house is gonna be smashed up tomorrow. But we when it came to the politics, we're actually quite passionate about politics. We kind of look at homegrown politics as the small fry, and I don't mean that in any disrespect. You know, we look at like I said, we call that the mothership. You know, we call America. So that's where a lot of the shape shifting and stuff was going on. And when I expressed to some of them that I was that we're huge Trump supporters, and they gave me their version, and it taught me, you know, because some of them weren't. So I had to stop there and listen. I couldn't just you know, I had to actually stop and listen, and that's where they taught me. You know, they taught me a lot. At the same time, you know, we're able to teach them some real too. So it's kind of it kind of coincides. So I'm thankful.
The exchanging of ideas and whakaaro is a huge thing, eh? Like, because if you're just going to stick to, you know, so say you brought up Trump, bro, and like, you know, everyone hates Trump, everyone likes him, da da da. But unless you know everyone's whakaaro, it's just like, made up.
Yeah,
You know,
there's
you're just
no
making
act
up.
Yeah.
behind it, really.
And it's also just important to like learn other people's perspectives. Like you learn a lot about other people and what they think about and their opinion on things. So it's awesome that you're able to have that exchange and be so open-minded about it, because that's where I think a lot of people struggle is they're quite narrow-minded and they focus on what they believe, and then they don't give themselves the chance to learn from other people because of their you know.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's awesome
you
that you
said,
guys are able to do that.
Like we got the whānau from the States, and you said, you know, you're a Trump supporters, you know. There's always a chance that they could be just, oh, get fucked, unfollow, unfriend.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, bro, let's get the native sons, he's poor on me. No. It's what you know. And but whānau, let me be honest with you. That's where I've come from before I came to Twitch. I belonged to a circle, man. And we were all believers, and we believed of the injustice that happened to our people, and we fully stand by it. And then all of a sudden, this silly COVID little thing come along, and we're kissing it like it's blimmin' word, you know. And I'm kind of like, whoa, my moldies, have you not seen history? Have you not gone back through history, the trickery, the foolery? And what I'm trying to say to the whānau is the same media that's pushing that crap are the same ones that have said bad things about my ancestors, same ones that have said bad things about my grandparents. Same ones said bad things about my culture. Same ones that say bad things about my family that are in the gangs. Same. So we're trusting that media all of a sudden. Are we still kissing that bum? Well, nah, not us. And my kids know it. You know, I don't lie to my kids. My youngest daughter is passionate. I've sat down. I didn't just say the name Trump to her. We went and researched. We spent a whole year. I pulled her out of school. So I could show her what politics was about. And when I pulled her out of school and I taught her about the American politics and what was going on between the Democrats and the Republicans and stuff like that, man, she's clever. You know, she's clever, but it didn't mean that was the final say. I just had to give her both sides, or she's just getting one side. So, you know, we're really passionate about this. The kids are probably sitting there thinking, why did you bring up Trump? Here we go. But I'm just telling you who we are, and because I believe in that,
and that's your whakaaro, bro. And no one's gonna like change your mind or anything.
That's just my you're right. It's my you know, and I am passionate about it. The reason being is because I know that there's two different worlds out there. Let's not fool around. Let's be honest, whānau. There's an ugly world out there, and there's a beautiful world in here. And the world that you guys want to dance between is totally up to you. But the beautiful world that you have with your family, your wahine, everybody underneath this roof here, this village. I don't believe in the concept of that the Hamilton city being the village. No way. That's not my village. My village is when I walk in my door here. This is my village right here. My children, me, and my wahine, and my... So...
Spoken like a true native.
Yeah, that's right.
Like a true native.
When I expressed these feelings, I lost a lot of friends, my bro. I really did, and I was really shocked. And just because of what we believed in, but at the end of the day, we are still happy. At the end of the day, we all love each other. We know where we're going.
So I'd like to share stuff, bro. I got a lot of friends who have views that like differ from me, and I disagree in all of that. But if you're gonna have friends that all agree with you, you're gonna end up with you're gonna end up with a circle jerk.
Pretty much.
You got no one to whittle you, no one to challenge you and like your way of thinking. So like, you know, if someone like oh, you know, beyond certain subjects, you know, beyond certain subjects, if someone has a different whakaaro to you, it doesn't mean y'all can't be friends, you know. It's who you are as a person, not your ideas of things. So like, you know, someone could like, I don't know, worship something ridiculous, but you know, they're not hurting anyone. They're not making you play with those toys or whatever.
That's right.
So what's your actual problem?
Yeah, that's right. No, I fully believe that, and I know sometimes it I can get passionate about it, but after from where we've come from, and when they wouldn't let us in the clubs, quiet, it feels like we're going back there.
Yeah.
When they wouldn't let us in the clubs back then to talk about how proud we would be Māori, and when they wouldn't let us in venues and back then, kind of feels like we're going back there, eh?
Just for some people who might not fully understand, it's just that the distrust in the media and the government comes from a place where, you know, like they've done stuff for us to not trust them, you know. If the government's done enough for us to not trust them, and for people to have that distrust, you know, I can understand. I can see where that comes from.
100%. Yeah, same here.
Yeah. And as a family man, you have to make the decision for your family on what's best for your family, and you do that based on what you know, or the information that you have. So I'm not about to tell anyone they're wrong. If their family's doing fine, you know, fine, you're happy, your village is in order, who am I to come in and say, no, all of this is wrong?
Yeah.
You know, no, your
He's the man.
See.
your whānau seem all good to me. So I am not judging anything for like whatever whakaaro you might do, bro.
I boil it down to mindset.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the like whānau, it's okay to have a different perspective. You know, and like, you know,
Some people even enjoy the challenge.
yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, have your perspective, and then challenge your own perspective, and see what you come up with. And don't do it based on any sort of assumptions. Actually, go out and do a bit of research. You know.
Yeah. Research is super important.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
Don't be afraid to challenge your own opinion and then come up with an alternative perspective, because that contributes towards your open-mindedness, in terms of of not just one kaupapa, but you can do that for multiple kaupapa.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
So like, if I were to speak for myself, for instance, one thing that I learned from this kaupapa is that I can guarantee you 500% I am pro-Māori. I am absolutely pro-Māori, but I'm not anti anything else.
If you're pro something doesn't mean you're against something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're not automatically against something else if you're pro something.
Yeah, and you
I think a
know
lot of people are
that's
confused.
and so you know, sometimes there's a generalized assumption that okay, if you're pro-Māori, you must be anti-Pākehā. Hello. No, not at all, not at all.
You must be anti every other race.
Yeah, they've got a Tino Rangatiratanga shirt on. They must be racist. They must be, you know, and we're like, no, we're not. We love you.
Oh, get on with anyone, eh? Like, you know, eh? Just don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't
Pretty much. Hey.
Whatever language.
Don't be a dick, and we should be cool.
But I'll tell you what, I will say this. Of
And
all
I
the
might add one more
languages,
thing, bro. I will just add one more thing. And when you challenge yourself, you're not obligated to be the person you were yesterday. That's the other thing. If you come across something, if this is the way you were, you're not obligated to be that same person. You're not obligated to be the same thought. Your ideas can change.
100%.
So I just want to say, honestly, of all languages, whānau, the best language besides Aroha is Kai. Hey,
Keeps coming back to that.
nothing speaks louder than nothing speaks louder than boo.
You're talking my language.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, because we know every time we talk about food, it hits. So yeah, it's on a whole new level. So
Especially if it's
and
like seafood.
yeah,
You just gotta say goodness and power in the chat, and you, they gonna
Yeah.
hate you and unfollow.
Free
hey,
the Canucks. Free the
Yeah.
Canucks.
Yes,
hey,
yes.
but you know, Kai speaks in so many different languages, and it can make you smile, it can make you cringe, it can make you, you know, in any way, shape, form. Like, yeah, free the gout.
Free the girl. What's going on down
Hey,
here?
yeah.
It's
Some people,
someone's started
someone's
the gout
requesting some iron
gang
pools.
drop. Yep.
Ash is eating right now. It's farts. It's the stomach. It's the stomach.
Yeah.
Queen.
Oh,
thank
no,
you, babes.
I love it though, but yeah. Honestly, if I had to choose between listening to a political kōrero and eating a bola, I know which way I'm going. I'm telling you. Hey,
Hey, Mom.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
which way I'm going. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dominic.
But well, Whānau, we're slowly getting into that. Actually, we've gone well over time.
Yeah.
But there's a couple
Sorry,
of
Whānau.
no, kei te pai.
All good.
This is what it's like when it comes to the aunts. First and foremost, my very absolutely have nothing but aroha for you and your tamariki, but I have to ask this of them. So for you, Manaki, and you, Daliwo, okay, with everything that you've got now in your kete, what are your future aspirations for yourselves and for your tamariki when you have them?
Oh, my list is pretty big. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
but if anything, it's just to be what you want, like literally what you want. Don't let the world tell you what you are. You know, if for my child, like, yeah, te reo Māori is a huge, but we're in an age now where it's not what it was when I was like. Back when I was like 6 or 5, so it's not hard to learn deal with blossoming, but what we are failing in playing the game to survive, so to speak, you know. So it's just making sure that he plus all my bros that are turning into dads, you know, that they make sure that they all know the same thing too. It's about upping up the game from the last generation, you know. It's not about being the same, you know. That just means being open-minded to things, you know. But yeah,
Beautiful.
that
You'll find
if
your
I
own
can teach
path,
them
eh,
that.
bro?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And everyone's gonna have to find their, like, every generation's gonna be changing as time carries on, and we can't keep using our say I can't use today's solutions for 40 years away problems. You know what I mean?
Bro, you don't know how true that is, eh? We can't even use today's for 10 years ago.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's, but in order to, I suppose, implement that idea, it's about teaching the next generation. Like our generation was too busy getting really video games and stuff. No, but
Yeah.
like, you know, we were caught
You're
up,
not wrong.
and it took a brave bunch of people to make us realize we were caught up. And now that we know it, it's about changing the next generation, because we had our turn. Let's be real, you know. So it's about making sure that the next kids get their turn a better way than we got out, and then hopefully they do it for their kids, you know.
Yeah. That's an amazing inspiration. Tēnā koe mo tō whakaaro rangatira.
That's
Te
cool.
taho. Ngā mihi.
Amihi.
Manaki.
Tautoko e ngā kōrero a Dallas.
Tēnā,
Ko te tahinga-
ina i hihi ana whakahua mai i roto i te reo Māori. A muri nei me whakapākea tia. Kai a
Ko
koe.
te tahinga nui ki au, ko tōku reo, ko te reo Māori, ko ngā tikanga Māori.
Tēnā koe.
Ki au nei, I te wā ka tae mai te wā me hanga au I tōku ake whānau, ko tētahi mea matua ki au kia pupuri ki tōku reo ki ngā tikanga Māori, kia whāngai ki oku tamariki me oku mokopuna. I kōrero hoki au mō tōku pūmanawa nui mo te oranga. I tae atu au ki tētahi wānanga o engari he wānanga o mo te Māori. And iti noa ngā kanohi Māori I tae mai. Ko tētahi mea nui kia whāngai I tērā kaupapa ki oku tamariki. Tōku whānau kia whakawhānui ake oranga o te Māori. Ehara ko te oranga niho anake ko te mahi tākuta, ko te mahi whāngai pēpi, ngā akuranga haora katoa. Ehara noa ko te oranga niho, engari, ko tērā tētahi mea nui ki au. So while I had just gone along reo Māori and te reo Māori is something that I'm really passionate about, and I hope that when I have kids, I can bring te reo Māori and everything that it comes with and feed it to my children, and when they have children, feed it to their children, who will be my grandchildren. And earlier in this kōrero, I spoke about my passion for dental. And was it last month?
Yeah.
Last month, I took a trip to the South Island, and I participated in a Māori oral health conference. And there were...
That's right, because Dunedin, down the South Island's the only other place that does the dental.
Yes.
Yeah. Other
down
than
Otago.
other than Auckland.
Yes,
Yeah,
And
good choice. Don't come up here.
Thank you, Matua.
Honestly, my best friend is currently in the dental degree down there. It's definitely recommend.
Cool.
Yeah, 100%.
So cool.
So in the right place, 100%.
Your rent
and
won't be a mortgage, sorry.
Haere tonu.
Something that stood out to me while I was down in Dunedin was that there weren't many of our people. There weren't many Māori down there supporting the kaupapa, and that's something that I want to take along with me when I have kids, to share that kaupapa with them. And not only do I want to open them up to oral health and dentistry, but other pathways in the health sector. That would be my two main.
Beautiful.
Tēnā koe. Ko koe anō tēnā hei māngai mō tō tata nei iwi. Tō tata nei iwi Māori. Kia whakatakoto I tētahi ara. Ki te hapaiti I o tō tata nei hauora. Me ki.
Tēnā koe.
Nā reira, ko tāku ki a koe. Kia whai a koe I tau I tikahi rangi. Kia titiki I e koe I au wawata, I au moimoia. Kare e kore. Kua riro koe. Kua riro koe a wairua I o wawata. I nā nei kia whakatinana hi I era whakaro. So, whaia te pai tawhiti kia tata, whakamaua te pai tata kia tina. Tēnā koe kōtiro.
Tēnā koe.
Mad shout out to you for your kaupapa. Ngā mihi. And my bro, I think the aspirations have spoken for themselves.
Future looks bright, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done over and above what's required for you and your family, and the results speak for themselves. So
There's still more to come, bro.
yeah,
Still more to come.
hey, a big mahia to you, a big mahia to your wahine, you know, a big mahia to your whole whānau. Because people are going to be watching this episode, and I guarantee you they're going to feel inspired. Because it's a big thing to come in front of a camera. It's an even bigger thing to bring your family in front of the camera. And then it's an even bigger thing to talk about you as people, you know, as humble people in front of the camera. Especially speaking about yourself. It's a hard thing to speak about yourself in front of, you know, in front
It's
of
a
the
bit
iwi.
of an oxymoronic thing, eh? To jump
Yeah.
in front of the camera and be humble.
Yeah. But,
Being
No.
able to do it.
yeah, nā koutou anō i whakaatu mai i o koutou a rangatiratanga. Nā tātou katoa te maringa nui. Ki te rongo ki ngā kōrero, kua whiriwhiri ana reira. Tēnā koutou. Thank you so much for an awesome board, second board tonight. It's been absolutely mean. Ka pai, and we're gonna come
Thoroughly
down.
enjoyed it.
We're gonna bust out the final question. Koinei te pātai tapu o ngā pātai katoa. Choco, you got the golden question.
Oh, ngā mihi, thanks.
Yo, Choco,
Yo,
you got two questions.
Yeah.
The first one is waiata mai.
The second
Yeah.
the second is... So if you could pick one, just one food each between each of you, you guys each get one pick. What would it be? Your golden, your favoritist, mostest, favoritist.
Yeah.
What is your goodest?
Hey,
What is your goodest?
ko te kaihonga atua.
Cooked meal, like we're talking like baked or
Oh, is it
But,
cooked?
yeah, it's anything.
Anything.
just like is
Yeah.
it
Anything.
only allowed to be like an orange or something?
You materialize.
No.
Can be an orange. Okay, oh, he's going Bex.
We'll start on that side.
Oh,
Hey.
youngest,
Hey.
Oldest.
oldest. Okay.
Matua.
Okay, my most favorite food that I love and I miss so much because I don't eat it no more is pork trotters.
Woo! Tutaru!
That's
I think it's the
right.
most pork
Man,
chops we've
can
had,
eat pork
actually.
no more.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
man,
trotters.
pork no more.
I miss them. I miss
Sweet.
them. That's still my favorite food. I still
That
say.
requires
Hey.
the discipline. That discipline is real.
Ka whai.
You heard it right here. The discipline is real.
Tei
All right,
toko.
come on, kora.
Okay.
Tani.
Oh,
What's that?
the Aces was
Eggs.
he was right. The Ace right. It is eggs. If it was only allowed to
One
Like-
thing.
one thing, like not a meal cooked together with stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Granddad smoked fish heads.
Oh,
I've heard
Let's
stories
go,
of
my
that.
dear.
I've heard stories of that. I've heard stories.
Yes, the
Oh my god, I'm gonna tell Granddad
Right.
when I call him tonight.
Yeah,
Hey.
as someone who loves fish heads, bro, they sound on.
This is
But
starting
then
to
eggs
sound.
is another. The eggs is another hack though.
Yeah.
Eggs. It could be
Hey,
chocolate
Like-
eggs,
like
Easter eggs.
Aces, right? Like I can make all kinds of eggs.
Yeah,
Like just give me bread and eggs, bro, and that's me for the whole week. Don't even worry about me. Like,
You could hop in it and drive it.
but
It's like
there's fish heads in the-
another
in the
hack
fridge,
would be
yeah.
salad, bro, because it could be any kind of salad. Chuck a bunch of shit
Yeah.
together, call it a salad.
But, there, he comes out with the gods here. Woo! Oh, boy.
Like fish head, lash gold.
Let's go, Manaki. How you gonna top that?
Yeah, she's gonna go to the under end of the scale.
Nah.
Cookies and crackers.
actually,
Cheese.
thank you.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
I think
Actually,
on top
actually-
of that,
I like
it's
that.
gonna have to be Grandma's homemade puddings because I could have fish heads for days, but at the end of it, I would love Grandma's hot steam pudding with cream on top.
So that's my mum's hot cream
Oh,
bean pudding, eh?
okay.
I take it
Okay.
Nan's not scared
Those
to
are
burn
top
the
tier
sugar.
picks.
Yeah.
Nan's not scared to burn the
Okay.
sugar the way. But
Yeah, no more.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. See, whānau, I'll tell you what, like, you could go to any shop or any place, like, anywhere in the world, but I guarantee you, it's always those whānau special recipes that hit hardest.
100%.
Hey, I swear, you can't beat a good fashion whānau recipe.
Yeah.
So,
True.
yeah, so, oh wow. Wow. Kei runga noa te kai, I love this kōrero. Hey, tāte matua he kōrero kai. Yeah.
Gotta
Ka
come
pai
back.
whānau.
I mean, chat's been demanding a waiata, bro.
Yeah, hard.
I got no
So-
control over that.
Aroha mai, but you saw it coming unlucky. So
Beatbox.
let's go.
Explicit lyrics.
Oh, we're getting the caps now. Oh,
Explicit lyrics.
Hey.
Okay. Can you get it?
Ooh.
Okay, maybe we could. As the sound of background.
Okay.
yeah, bro. You might need to turn off your noise suppression, Matua, otherwise it's gonna cut out.
Oh, right, our mic will cut out, eh?
Yeah, might need to turn off
Okay,
noise
Manaki,
suppression.
come here. You know how to do all that flash stuff? Could you go into the settings, eh?
This has happened a few times there with the haka and the waiata.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I've enjoyed the last few ups that I've caught, and I enjoyed Jam Masters. That was awesome. Matua Pohara guy, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Even the bro who was on last week, had he pronounced his name?
Iraqi.
Yeah, with the G at the
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was
you know?
awesome.
And
Yeah, like even though you couldn't hear the
The full
Bob Jam Master,
Yeah.
even though you couldn't hear Jam Master, you could still hear him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
felt
Yeah.
it. I could feel it.
Yeah,
So
you
maybe
feel
we're
it.
going down to turn the noise reduction off.
Yeah,
So
even
we're
the-
choosing turning that one off. That one there.
the noise suppression and the options.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Christian.
Noise suppression?
Yeah, so it should be in like voice, and there should be noise suppression. Turn that off.
So is that the one that
Under-
says noise reduction?
It's
Yeah.
and on Discord as well, under advanced and audio, there's noise
Under
suppression.
advanced and audio.
Yeah,
Voice
there's
and- yeah.
noise suppression. Some
yeah,
voice and
we've done
audio.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done.
Nah,
Okay,
ka pai,
cool.
yeah, nah, it's coming too nicely.
What do we play an E? Do we play number D?
Yeah, let's go.
Lyrics.
Let's go.
Okay, so should we
Let's give us a
shape
Also,
around?
do you have them
Yep.
all the way
Voice
turned the
and
way up to 200%?
Sorry, sister.
Okay,
Oh, I was just
oh,
saying to Matsu native.
I'm gonna get the volume up.
Okay.
Can you hear the guitar?
Can you hear the guitar?
Yeah,
Play
yeah,
some guitar?
perfect.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's kind of like my explicit lyrics. Yeah. Okay. So we'll. Thank you very much to everybody in chat that requested a song. Like you were right, Mato. I kind of thought that it would come along because my big mouth has done songs on my stream, and then I just let the cat out of the bag about the music. But thank you very much. So this song that we've done, I wrote this song 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003.
Yep.
And it was a song that I put around that time. I was rolling with some MCs that were hard out for the cause. And then hip hop changed. The battle scene came into the New Zealand hip hop scene, and then everyone started swearing and referring to the American slang in the music. And I couldn't understand it because, like I say, I thought that we were signed up for the kaupapa to strictly be for the kaupapa. I'm not whakamata to say it. So at that time, a lot of my friends were writing songs with F in it and the N word and all kinds. And I couldn't.
That's a whole nother yarn, eh? with
Yeah.
That's
your-
right. My kids can't listen to that. So
Yeah.
I went and wrote a song about it just so I could tell my kids. Like I said, all my songs I write for my kids just so I could explain to them what happened in that time. So
Ooh, this
and
is
some
a
of these
chicken that they
references.
bowl. Yeah.
In some of these references, we talk about American things. We're not disrespecting American people. We're talking about the gangster music and that idolism that our kids got stuck in. That that affected them. And
That was
so I
very
read a
real
song.
in the like mid 90s to the like 2000s. Yeah.
That's right. It was huge. It was huge. So we kind of, I sat down and picked up the guitar out of frustration, I think, and started to write a song for the kids. So this song's called Explicit Lyrics. And this one, hey, oh, explicit lyrics, the best that you can come with. Explain to me how that's supposed to help our kids. Two different visions, making impossible the mission. This isn't dissing, we're just expressing how we're feeling. Explicit lyrics, the best that you can come with. Explain to me how that's supposed to help our kids. Two different visions, making impossible the mission. This isn't dissing, we're just expressing how we're. By the way, did I mention this ain't USA? This is Aotearoa, discovered by Maui. That I say all that explicit lyrics not called for, when I know some of you cats out there can be hardcore. To the foreshores I swore an allegiance to the cause. I wouldn't involve myself in hardcore no more. 96 on my pocket, Biggie Small went out the door. The American clothes I once wore dropped to the floor. All my Easy E pictures had to come off the wall. You try 7 years being enclosed in these walls, but I made it. Believe me, there's no turning back. I thought out some cats in USA could have our backs, so I stood by the fact that I was brown and not black, and I made the decision that gangster rap had to gap. You ain't American, believe me, you sound familiar, cause the closest to American you could get would be the Riddler. You talk about history, we talk about creators, like Ungi or Papa, munch you up like alligators. All because you tried to deny you was a native. We're living in the Polynesian islands, that's like living in heaven. And still this American mentality has got you disrespecting your family tree, kings and your queens. It's like you need kohanga reo, start from the beginning, cause that explicit sound and now is just like you're sinning. What goes to your ears and your eyes is like the future. Be aware, cause like Johnny Singala, they might shoot you. It's true, this is a crooked earth, and we once were warriors, but now it's like we the train and the rest of them are carriages. Imagine if it was just left down to intermarriages. We was animals locked in cages, not fair for the ages. That's what it's like to turn your back on American rap. Try that, grab your microphone and flip your cap back. Explicit lyrics, the best that you can come with. Explain to me how that's supposed to help my kids. Two different visions, making impossible the mission. This isn't dissing, we're just expressing how we're feeling. Explicit lyrics, the best that you can come with. Explain to me how that's supposed to help our kids. Two different visions, making impossible the mission. This isn't dissing, we're just expressing how we're feeling. Explicit lyric, my thinking person, you in my mind game, and the only way to escape is claim this ain't the state. I put a gate and 10 locks to be stopping that hip hop, killing off our kids' minds, making them dumbfound like rock. I won't stop, you can't catch me, I'll always step ya. I'll be safe on my fortified par like Lua Pekka. Export that American crap back out our cities. Can't you cats see we're a big enough mess already? And I stand by the fact that this is my country. By the way, while we're here, let's have a quiz about history. Like who was the first French explorer? Why was Cuckoo in Hawaii? Or where was Hotudo born? Or where is the tight off? Are you with me? Or 3 states behind me on the first question? Because if that's the case, then I just won this competition. This ain't dissing, but please answer the question. If the kids ain't really worth it, then why get an erection? Objection overruled, cause I was the judge. That banned hip hop in the future Dubious was talking of. I'd have Wayo Udo and Lintanami camping a hawker with me. With the force you can't match, like that one for Sergeant Manning. I ban all gangster rap, have to smuggle it in my emails, invent teleporting machines because these native sons are lethal. By the way, we all equal. Every race is cool with me, as long as we understand that Bodhi was more than just a ticket. There was a great migration through the Polynesian islands, a descendant that's us to the last day we close our eyelids. I wonder how many MCs really know their history about this land that we live on and how taboo it may be to absorb and inflict all that negativity into the ears and to the eyes of all our tamariki. I love you all, but you're freaky. You never could defeat me, cause I'm one with myself and I'm not my own enemy. Explicit lyrics, best that you can come with. Explain to me how that's supposed to help our kids. Two different visions, making it possible the mission. This isn't dissing, we're just expressing how we're feeling. Explicit lyrics, best that you can come with. Explain to me how that's supposed to help our kids. Two different visions, making it possible the mission. This isn't dissing, we're just expressing how we're feeling. Explicit lyrics, the best that you can come with. Explain to me how that's supposed to help our kids. Two different visions, making impossible the mission. This isn't dissing, we're just expressing how we're feeling.
Woo!
Oh,
Well,
Let's go. That's
Yeah.
freaking dope.
Yo,
There's
you know
that
how
one
much?
tonguer right there, whānau. There's that one tonguer right there.
When did you say you
Dude.
wrote that, bro? What, 2003?
Okay.
2003, and we've never played it since then.
Bro,
It's the
Wow.
first
Wow.
time.
The lyrics
Oh
even hit
wow!
harder, like in the 2021 scene, bro, talking about
Yeah.
the American rap
Honestly,
scene.
yeah,
They
it's still
still
hit.
resonate today, bro.
Yeah, super relatable for today.
Oh,
Man.
cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was
Mr.
fire,
Wyatt.
bro. That was fire.
Thank you, son.
Oh,
Thank
whoa.
you, son.
Aw.
He was just a young boy when I wrote it, you know, and we just
Aw.
quickly found out. I knew we were running out of time, but one day he came to me and I was hard into my puck and all that, and he said, "Oh, my mate at school said that I was a nigga, dad," and then I was like, "Oh, whoa, I'm not ain't that," and I went, "Bro, well, you listen to that music," so I biffed it, changed my life, threw it all away, and he's been a big influence. But like I said, we haven't performed that song for over 10 years, right? Even we didn't even he didn't even know we were gonna do it. Just turned up. So thank you,
Aw.
Fun. My man.
Oh, man.
That was an absolute blessing.
Yeah.
The message
Well,
still resonates,
Ooh.
if not even harder today, bro.
Wow.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Whānau.
very much, Fanny.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Those are
got
the
a little
vibes,
one.
whānau. Right here on the boil, you heard it. Nativesons. Hey,
let's go.
wow. Absolute honour. We now finally coming up to the close of the second boil, whānau. But before we do, this is your time, my bro. You and your tamariki, who would you like to give shout outs to?
I'm gonna
first
pick
things
Jay
first,
Gore for the race.
everyone in chat, but especially my cousin Aces, Auntie Books, to Ashley Lady, bro, on me, let's
Stick to the
go,
B.
Z to the base up in here.
Yeah.
Agent Ko, I see all the founder that came and just had a buzz. Let's go.
Yeah.
Darling, Arina.
What was the part?
That was darling. Your turn,
What
my
was the
darling.
part?
Oh, sorry. You did you do it in
Shout outs.
shout
Have we got 3 generations in the chat? Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
3 generations of the whakapapa is here.
Oh, come back there.
You might need to get told Matua native son so you can get 4 in there. No.
I'm fine.
I reckon.
Yo, shout outs, bro. Sorry, I interrupted that.
No, you're all right,
Okay.
Mild. You're right.
One.
Eh?
Just one
Yeah,
As
yeah.
many as you want.
Could be
My
the
main
whole
one
lot.
will be the Shadow fam.
You made it.
Jesse
So the-
Shadow and Shadow Llama. They always come
Yeah.
through for us. Not just them two, but
Been in like every stream I've
Yeah.
done since I've met them, man.
Been
Like,
amazing. You've been amazing. We love
they've been
you.
awesome to us.
So there's your shouts, are they?
keep going.
To the B, Jay Gardner,
Yeah.
Ferguson, Redneck Grandy,
Yeah.
Alfano overseas. We love you.
So you got a few, eh? Oh, hey. Of course, you're
Could
privileged.
be anyone, could be streaming, could be the bakery guy that gets your favorite.
Shout out to our Uber deliverer.
Is that your shout out?
Yeah.
Okay, and I just I want to shout out to my three our three whānau here from that are hosting us here, and also the sister Nizette when she's here as well. Thank you very much to you, Chok, to you also Ultra, and to you Matua for
Tēnā koe.
having us here. Well, amazing. Thank you to all the previous guests that have been on before us. Thank you very much for the foundation that you have laid and for this amazing bed that we get to sit in and enjoy on this beautiful couch. To all our friends down here in the chat that have come along tonight, that's to support Narks, myself, and Dally Rolls. A big mihi to you from Matua Pohara guy right through to Omni, right through to Ash, Aces, our Shadow Squad, and our American whānau. Big mihi to you all. But sitting over here to my right, that nobody can see, is actually our beautiful. Your left was our beautiful whānau. So they're sitting on. We got our whānau sitting right.
Yeah.
They're beautiful, just sitting right
Yeah.
here.
Nah,
So
nah.
I want to give that big special mihi out to our beautiful wahine.
Tēnā koe.
From my daughters to my wahine to my beautiful daughter-in-law for the amazing job that they do. And I can say for myself that without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. So big mihi to you. And last but not least, my mokos and my kids, man. I love these fellas. The Tata squad. So thank you for being here, Deli, and making it to share your whakaaro. And thank you very much, darling, for being
Yoda.
here.
Kia ora
Thank you,
koutou.
family.
Ka pai ka tukuna te rākau ki a koe, Chaco. On to you, Chaco.
I just want to say shout out to you guys, man. I've learned a lot and it's been super inspiring. Axie was right at the beginning. Like, you cannot fake the vibes that you guys have, and just the amazing vibe. Like, you guys are so precious and wholesome. And like, I think my favorite part about this whole interview is seeing how proud you are of your kids. And like, I don't know, I just have so much respect for you, and hearing about your
Yeah.
journey,
Beaming.
and your kids' journeys as well. And shout out. I hope dental school goes well. Where you're
Thank
going
you.
is going to be. It's much needed. It's so needed, especially down in Otago. My best friend as well has said the same thing. There's not much Māori down there, so I can't wait to see the big things that you guys do. And thanks for being so inspiring and insightful. And I've learnt a lot, so thank yous. And then shout out to chat, guys. You come through with the vibes as always. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's me. Thank you, guys.
Yoda.
Kia ora.
Where do I even start? Oh my god. So to Nux, so I don't know if you know this, but old Dunners is a bit of an NG stronghold. So if you're down there and you feel alone, don't feel afraid to reach out to old Taikawa and them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's
I don't-
there's the NG whānau there, and like the fact that you are the amazing person you are, they'll be keen to pick up and
Oh,
Maki,
tēnā koe.
Yeah.
yeah, the your kaupapa. So yeah, big ups to you. I'm actually happy you chose Dunners over Auckland
Great.
Yeah.
because their school's in the North Shore. You don't want to no.
Really, OJ? OJ's a rapper. I bet you he's got the dope lines, bro. Killer lines, bro.
The other big one is shout out to you, Native Sons. I said this in the beginning. I said this twice before, but big ups for you for breaking the chain. Like breaking the chain that you see our people need for that healing. Like you've done it, and you've done it with only knowing what you've known. So a lot of people fall back on the how am I supposed to know? How am I going to break it? You knew in yourself, you knew in your wairoa that something had to change, and you did it, bro. That's the most amazing thing about what I pick up on your story, is that you knew in yourself something had to be changed, and you did it almost without prompting. So, big ups to you, big fat ngā mihi to you, and just your whānau for the time tonight. Belly rolls, thanks for coming in, and tautokoing. I said it again. NG, revitalizing te reo, tautokoing.
Let's go.
Tautokoing.
Revitalizing. Coming in and giving the whānau the tautoko of doom, bro.
Amaramaing you, Mongoose.
Amaraing.
Maramaing.
Maramaing. It all sounds so ugly.
Yeah.
A
Kei
big
te
shout
rongoing.
out to you and your whānau. Kei te rongoing.
Oh, I love it.
Back to it. Shout outs to you and your whānau, bro, for just taking the time. And even like welcoming us into your circle as well. Because, that's not something that people easily do, especially online. To trust people enough to talk to them and let them in and let them know your whānau and let them know the rest of your whānau, and thanks for being open enough to share that so that we could experience the aroha that yous have. So a big shout out to yous, and that's where I'll go on to my co-host. You know, he's make it
Oh.
every week, so just thanks. Thank you. I don't need a novel there. So I think I already done it with the tautoko eh, but you know.
Yes.
We have one. We have one more thing. Sorry. Sorry, we bring this up now. So this week, song battles. The song battles. Yeah. The second boil picking the categories.
Let's
Just
go.
4 categories, but 3 people. So I'm gonna ask you the question. You know, the Native Sons whānau.
Yeah.
Pick a category for SB Friday.
Yeah. Let's go.
Please.
So we're gonna say it's the category.
Hey, what
say-
we check out? It's all.
So, sorry, so, yeah, and then they pick a song out of that category. Let's say, right? Then they could pick one of, some alone, and they could pick another one and use those songs to battle and get voted on. So we're just picking a category. So we're not creating a category, we're picking one, whānau?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You can create
create
a
one.
better
Yeah.
idea.
You can create one.
Boom. Yeah.
I like how they have a wānanga about it.
Everything's so honest.
So we'll go around. Have you guys picked what you want to do? The rest of the matua and choco.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to do.
Yeah.
I told you I want to do anime theme songs.
So are we doing this here live?
No.
Have you picked yours yet, Matua Nato?
Oh, anime introduction. Intro.
So mine's
And what do they have to do?
Switch Up of Doom. It's heavy metal.
Heavy, or just the
Yeah, that's
alternative?
true,
Or
that's
have the,
Oh, heavy metal rock.
What did you just say? What did you
yeah, rock, heavy metal alternatives. Yep. And then my one is. So this is what I'm calling my not Māori or English.
Oh,
Not Māori or English is mine.
Bit of a culture shock.
It could be any other language. It doesn't even have to have words in it. I mean, go anywhere.
Non-style? No.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Could be just a straight up.
that's the only song I know. That's not Māori or English.
Shall we go? Oh no, that's the songs. So
Mm.
still gonna go home with music.
Mhm.
Okay. So we've had our hui.
Yeah.
And
Drum roll.
we'll drum roll piece on. And we'll keep it local. Go homegrown music.
Homegrown. Yeah.
Balance.
Got it, Niz.
That's the
You
one.
got it.
You got it, Niz? So we got heavy metal anime theme songs. Not English or Māori, homegrown. Let's go.
Let's go.
Native by heart, native by nature. Eh? Like straight up. Native by name, native by nature. Yeah, let's
Ooh.
go with the homegrown. So Kapai,
Yeah.
is that you, my bro?
Done, bro.
Kapai. So before I get into my shout out, who are we rating?
Well,
Oh,
who's on? Is Rongo's on?
yeah.
Yep.
I thought Kahu actually asked, he redeemed something earlier to raid her.
Oh, he
Yep.
doesn't need to redeem. He doesn't need to redeem shit
Yeah.
for that, on.
So
Just had to say Rongo's and it's done.
yeah. So for the fun here, everybody knows who is Rongos. For those of us, if you know, you know. Okay. I personally refer to her as Firebogs. she's one of the bogs. So Kapai
Let's go, well done on
Firebog.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, we protect
Yeah.
the sisters. We
And-
protect our wives.
And apparently
Aotearoa
she's
Atahua.
apparently she doesn't want that one getting off the ground, but yeah, man's gonna make it happen. Kapai. Kapai. All right. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say she's also going for affiliate, so let's
Oh.
go.
She got
Say
it. She got
Rongos. Say
it.
Rongos.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rongo.
Yeah.
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 Oh.
Okay. Let's get on the bandwagon fun and let's get that affiliate happening. But
Let's go.
before we get into it, okay, so yeah, it gets difficult being the last one to make the shoutouts because like all the shoutouts have been done. But then one of my, I like to think it's a privilege. Okay, is when I do my shoutouts, like, and they've covered all the bases. I do it in te reo Māori. Nā reira, tēnei e tau whakaiti nei ki mui o koutou aroaro kia tuku i ngā mihi kia koutou i ki rangatira. Koutou anō e pōkai kāna ki te whakamanati i te kaupapa o te tino rangatiratanga a ki roto i tēnei hōtaka. Koutou anō e whaiwhai haere i o koutou moia kia tutuki ai i ngā wawata ākui a koroma. Koutou anō e whakatakoto i te ara hou, hei ara tika, hei ara hua mō tātou whakatupuranga e heke mai nei. Nā reira, anō nāku nei te honori, nāku nei te maringa nui, kia tukuna i ngā mihi ki o koutou mātua tupuna, o koutou mana tāne, o koutou mana wahine, huri noi te motu, tēnā koutou katoa, ngā mihi. My very native, from the heart, hey, native for life. Native for life.
For life.
Ka pai.
For life.
And yeah, I could elaborate more on it, but yeah, karahi kupu. There are no words that can express how humble and honoured I am to be a part of this kaupapa tonight and share this kōrero with you. So thank you all very much. Nā reira, and also chat, you've been on fire tonight. You've
Thank you, Chat. Thank you, Chat. Love you guys.
Y'all made this kaupapa happen tonight. Thank you so much. I gotta say, GG's in the house. GG's in the house. You know,
GG's in the house.
Yep. And to our NG whānau, to our city whānau, to our NSSG whānau, you know, yous are always there supporting the kaupapa. Yeah, like, again, there are no words. Thank you all very much. Kia koutou katoa, e tau toko e hapaitia i tēnei kaupapa. Tēnā koutou. Chobro, please take a photo. Pōmari e whānau, that is us. We are out and that's the second boil tonight. Let's go. Pōmari.
It's so fun.
Don't forget to turn
Yep,
your
I got
stream
it.
off, Bolt.